Good morning, everybody. RV living with the geezer. We're driving right into the sun just for a minute here, but just leaving the Boyd Park, and it's Saturday morning, March 15th, and the outside temperature is 60 degrees even. And I got my buddy Luna in the back seat, of course. Kids are out here. Looks like a team practicing baseball. Yeah, the leagues are getting ready to start, so that'll be fun. I think Remy's first game is next Saturday, and so is Sonny's volleyball, but they're not at the same time, which is excellent. Yeah, I posted a picture on, they used to call it community page, but now it's called POSTS. I have trouble saying that word for some reason. I can say post, but when I tried to add the S on it, it posts. So they call it posts now. And but it was a picture of a big fire we had back in 1994, and it's the actual picture that came out on the front page of the Express News, which is the big news, used to be a big newspaper in San Antonio. You know how the story is about newspapers now, since the internet came along. I'd still rather have an actual newspaper in my hand than, I don't read the newspaper on the internet. It's just not the same at all to me. But what I want to talk about was that fire. It was, I don't know if he was an employee there or disgruntled customer or what, but it was arson in the middle of the day, which is unusual for an arson fire. And it was hot. It was June, I believe it was the 23rd of June. And this guy is flying. Watch him go by. Man, those Boyd policemen will get him. But yeah, it was like 100 and something degrees. It was in the middle of the afternoon, and this bozo set fire to this paint store. And I think he was an employee there, and he burned. How he used some gasoline or something, it flashed on him, so he burned his hands and his arms. And the way he after he committed the crime, he was out of captivity for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, because there was a Denny's right next door, or just in the area real close, and one of our police officers was sitting in there eating lunch, and he saw this guy running down the 410, loop 410. That's the loop that goes around. It's an inner loop now, goes around San Antonio. But he saw this dude running down the access road of loop 410, looked like he's panicking. And so at the same time, he looked over and he saw this black smoke bellowing out of this Sherwin-Williams paint store. So he immediately called it in, and then he just put 2 and 2 together, and he stopped this guy out of, concern for him, mainly a reason to stop him, because he was, running down the access road with traffic and screaming. So the guy got caught right there. Yeah, I don't know if he's still in jail or not, but yeah, the Boyd girls have a game. I'm looking to the left here as their field at 11. I'm going to come back and watch that, as if I don't have enough softball to watch on my own, But I'm going to get Luna on home, drop her off, I'll come back. But yeah, but the picture was, I was getting my head cooled off with a fire hose. It's after the fire was out. And the fella that was squirting the water was Harold DeHart. And Harold and I were never on the same shift, so evidently one of us had swapped or working for somebody, you know, that was either A shift or B shift. I was on B shift and he was on A shift pretty much his whole career. So evidently one of us was working on the other one's shift. But yeah, I just want to talk a minute about Harold. Harold, you know, all firemen have, we used to work 24/48, 24 on and 48 off. And all firemen have different jobs. And Harold was a cabinet maker. And he built the cabinets for our station, and he worked for a guy that had a cabinet shop. I'm getting to the point of this about Harold in a second here. And one day, I forget when it was, what year or whatever, EMS, San Antonio EMS, which transported all the medical calls in our area, we would respond to them, but they would do the transport to the hospital. And Harold didn't work in our city. He worked in San Antonio at a cabinet shop on his days off. The EMS crew that we usually ran with out of Station 31 was, they stopped at our station one afternoon. I don't know if this was before that fire or after that fire, how many years, I can't remember when it was. They said, hey, we just want to let y'all know that old DeHart has had a really bad accident. I mean, really bad accident. I said, what? Yeah, we thought for, like a car wreck. No, he was working at a cabinet shop and a table saw, cutting some boards or something, and I've had it done to me, and a lot of y'all probably, the board might have been warped or something, or he wasn't focused, whatever. But it the kicked back and threw it got his hand into the saw, and it cut off. I don't remember which hand. It cut off every finger, all the way off, every finger down to his thumb. Took 4 fingers off. And so, he was out for, I don't know how long, but the part is of this story, now I'm not leading up to a long joke here. This is a true story. It's not going to be a joke. But what the doctors did, it's miraculous what they can do nowadays. And even back then, that's 30 years ago. What they did, they went in and took a toe off of each foot, his feet, the toe that's next to your big toe, that long one, I don't know if they call that an index toe or like fingers. I don't know if toes have names, like the fingers you call a index finger or a pinky, your little finger, or a flipping the bird finger, that middle one there. But anyway, they took the 2 toes off and grafted them onto his hand, where he would be able to grip, to use it, and like I say, he was off, I don't know how long. He was off 6 or 8 months, and I believe, I don't know the details of that, whether he had to go on workman's comp or what, but anyway, that's the story of the paint store fire. And I just remember it was very, very hot that afternoon. A couple of our guys had to rehab from smoke, not smoke, but from the heat. Yeah, we all used our ear packs, of course, yeah, that's the story. I'm sticking to it. It was Sherwin-Williams paint store. Check out that picture on my, they call it posts now instead of community page. Just go to my site, and I put that picture up last night. It's a snapshot of, you gotta really zoom in on it to read the print underneath it. It gives his name, my name. We had Balcones Heights over there helping us. And maybe Leon Valley might have showed up to that one. Because we had mutual aid with all the smaller departments in suburbs of San Antonio. All right, guys, we're back at the Raised Wright Ranch. There's London out there sprawled out getting a suntan. It's a beautiful day. And I'm going to drop this puppy dog off, and then I am going to go to the ball game. We'll be talking to y'all later. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Check out that picture. It's pretty cool. And I was getting cooled off. Adios. Bye-bye.